Sync. Cool. Once again, my bad for just vanishing for an extended period of days. Been just like getting back to school, and with that comes all the usual stresses. Low key, with the new school year and just it being 2024, I'm low key trying to be on my new year, new me timing. This year, I really want to focus on like being a good student, growing this channel, and I guess just like going to the gym too, just becoming like the best version of myself I can possibly be. And hopefully at the end of the year I can look back and say like, this was really the year of Noble. Hopefully y'all can join me on this journey, and let's thank you for damn near 300 subs, and let's just get into the video, chat. If y'all have played Deepwoken recently, you realize that like people aren't really scrapping like they used to. Sure, there's like chime and like gangs, but like when was the last time two players or like two like equal level freshies at Arisi, not like a Void Walker, just started like boxing? Like I feel like it just doesn't really happen that often anymore, at least not in my case. Back in verse 1, like funny as it might sound, like boxing was quite literally an essential game mechanic. People boxed in verse 1 because they knew that if they didn't, their build would be trash. Like it was either you fought players or like you spent hours farming Sharkos. And if you weren't ready to put in this work, you didn't get to cry when like your build had one legendary town and like 2 rares. The luck system made it like a dog eat dog world out there, and as a result of that, I think like players got a lot better. In a game where progression relies on being good at the game, naturally players are gonna get better at the game. And I'd argue with luck in the game in verse 1, the average player had to be better at the game than the average player in verse 2. In verse 2, there's mechanics to like sort of compensate lower skills such as venting and like larger parry frames. Shrines and knowledge were also added as a system to sort of circumvent the sort of tediousness and RNG of progressing a build. In my opinion, this was all good because at its core, Deepwoken is about builds. Builds are how players express their skills, but also like themselves. So I think having it be as easy as possible for players to convey what they want in their build is always going to be a positive thing. I know for sure that if build making was still the way it was in verse 1 right now, I would not still be playing this game. However, I think there is something to be said about eliminating the forced PvP, I guess, aspect of build making. I don't feel like it's a controversial statement to say that like the average Deepwoken player now is a lot like worse than the average Deepwoken player back then. And I guess if you disagree with that, I think it's impossible to disagree with the statement that you can get a lot further now than you could back then being bad at the game. I feel like a big indicator of this is like the sentiment around Void Walkers. I feel like back then, the idea with like Void Walkers, like, oh, they killed me, I want my get back. Like I want to get mine. I want to go get my revenge. And now it's like, oh, a Void Walker killed me. Now like when I'm on my max level PvE slot, when I see a level 6 Void Walker fighting a bounty, I'm gonna like indiscriminately target them. I made a whole video talking about the Void Walker origin, but I feel like a lot of that is just encapsulated in the fact that people just don't need to, don't want to, and have no incentive to fight. I personally think the re-implementation of luck, well no, I would hate that actually. I mean the implementation of a system that sort of encourages like PKing would be pretty cool. I don't want something that would turn every like area into a war ground, but something that would be beneficial but very much so optional. I was in like the suggestion discussion channel a few days ago talking about like a potential system where like unique player kills could grant knowledge, where like a higher level could grant like 3, a lower level could grant 1, so an equal level could grant 2. I like this idea because like I don't think it would turn the entire map into like just chaos, like the purge mode, but I think it would, because like knowledge is already very streamlined to get. You can do layer 2, farm Duke, farm Ferryman, farm Primadon, and this just opens up like another path to get it for those players who just love to scrap. Another idea is the ever popular like killing another max level player in max level removes like a drown or like gives you your life back. But again, I feel like PvP is like max levels should definitely tie more into like overworld ranks whenever that's introduced as a system in game. I definitely do believe that like systems should be in place to encourage PvP like during progression. Because like at this point, I'm just about tired of seeing these people complain in general about Void Walkers. Like just learn how to play the game. It's the same type of people who complain about Void Walkers that are the same people that duck smoke and refuse to fight in every situation. And then they just refuse to do the mental math that maybe they just suck because like they never fight anyone ever. I don't even know. I swear some of these niggas just got like the orb of confusion on them, bro. Like how does that make sense to you? Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, chat, and peace out.